Yo, what's up, guys? Alright, so welcome back to a brand new video. So like I said, I did want to start covering some of the stories for the characters in Fate Trigger. So the one I'm actually going to be covering first is actually Soarwynne, or Soarwynne. I still have no idea how you pronounce that name. But there is going to be a timestamp if you want to fast forward real quick to get straight into the stories. Before I get into that, let me just do my usual shtick. So, yeah, man, so before we get started, like the video, say nothing in the comments, and subscribe. Which I would really appreciate, man. I'm actually really close to 1,200, so if you could really help me out, I'd really appreciate that, man. So, yeah. Other than that, but yeah, like I said, we'll be starting off with Soarwynne or Soarwynne. Damn it. But, yeah, I mean, if there's anything about this character I do like, yeah, there's definitely plenty to like. Alright, just messing around. But yeah, so what I wanted to cover first is actually her biography. So let's go and check that out first. So let's see, we just click on right here. Also, one thing I'm gonna put in here too. Yeah, if you notice that some of the I kind of let some stuff in is like, yeah, because this thing was just too long and I really don't feel like going back and just editing out the stuff where I stuttered or had to keep repeating something because I just couldn't focus on the words for some reason. All right, cool. So, Soarwynne, birthday January 9th, height 175 centimeters. So for that, she's actually around my height. So she's like close to 5'9". She's like 5.8 something like feet. So yeah, I'm 5'9". So yeah, I'm 5'9". So yeah, she's pretty much there, close to my height. Age 26. Oh shit, I'm like fucking 20 years older than her. Shit. Origin Precipio. I'm guessing that's where she was born. I'm not too sure. Hobbies: herb research, and strengths: airflow control. Also, one thing I should mention, I have actually not gone through this myself actually. So the time I'm also reading this, I'm basically finding out the first time as much as you are. So, Wind Ranger's biography. The mountainous city of Precipio lies nestled within. The mountainous city of Precipio lies nestled within Vel Canora, a land of tranquility and vibrance where man lived in harmony with nature. Rolling hills, winding rivers, and lush greenery as far as the eye can see have nurtured a bounty of natural resources. To safeguard these resources against the greedy poachers, the Rangers, a task force unique in mandate and unmatched in valor was formed. Piloting advanced aircraft, these winged warriors soared These winged warriors soared betwixt the cloudspire firs, serving as Precipio's first line of defense. The children of Precipio were born with their eyes skyward, and Soarwynne was no exception. Every time she saw the silhouettes of the Flamed Rangers, she would give chase, running as fast as she could until they faded from sight. Soarwynne wanted nothing more than to join their ranks, to fly higher than the clouds, and make the sky her home. But her fear of heights kept her grounded. Okay. Damn it. Ain't that some shit? Sadly, I could relate to that. I was like, it'd be cool to fly, but I'm fucking scared shitless of heights. Alright, my bad. Alright, here we go. Afflicted by a serious case of acrophobia, Soarwynne could only watch as her friends took to the skies on the backs of dust falcons. Though unable to join her peers in soaring the skies, Soarwynne opted to experience the forest with her own 2 feet and developed a love for nature. On a dusky evening, Soarwynne was on one of her solitary walks when she happened upon a dust falcon, fledgling with an injured wing, perched precariously on the edge of a cliff. The sight of the little bird, born with wings yet unable to fly, spurred Soarwynne into action immediately. Rescuing the bird and naming him Clay, Soarwynne diligently nursed him back to health, and a firm bond was soon formed between them. As time passed, Soarwynne matured into a young woman, and Clay's wings grew strong. Every evening, Soarwynne would sneak away to her hideout in the forest, sharing the day's joys and woes with her dust falcon companion. On a moonlit night with fingers tightly intertwined with ruddy feathers, Soarwynne took her first flight on Clay's back. As the night wind took them above the clouds, Soarwynne found herself loosening her white knuckles, opening her eyes among a sea of stars, as her fear of heights receded. After that night, the After that night, the way was clearer for Soarwynne to brave the Rangers' gauntlet, and she did so with flying colors. With her new post, however, came new danger. The poachers had become brazen in their hunts, and the collateral damage from their predations had reached new heights. Soon it became clear to Soarwynne that Clay's old injury was at the hands of the poachers as well. To protect Clay's habitat, Soarwynne threw herself onto the front lines, foiling the poachers at every level of their operations. Victory after victory swelled the Rangers' pride, and setback after setback forced the disorganized poachers to unite against their common enemy. On a dark, moonless night, the poachers launched a massive operation, which quickly caught the Rangers' attention. Soarwynne's squad was among the first to arrive on the scene. Under the cover of night, the dense canopies of Vel Canora became even harder to navigate. One by one, Soarwynne's squadron members were shot down, picked off by the light of their aircraft. This was the poachers' plan all along, to lure the Rangers into the forest depths where their wings became hindrances. Then spring pre-planned ambushes on those who fought on foot. Outgunned and disoriented, Soarwynne's glide pack clipped a cliff face, and she found herself losing altitude. Moments before she hit the ground, Soarwynne heard Clay's piercing call in the distance as his dark shadow flitted through the poachers' tracers, catching her before she fell. The night became Soarwynne and Clay's hunting ground, giving them the cover of darkness while exposing the poachers to Clay's nocturnal eyes. Dusk Falcon and Rider swept down from above, suppressing the ambush and buying the Rangers time to regroup. Dusk Falcon and Rider swept down from above, suppressing the ambush and buying the Rangers time to regroup. The army of two held the line as long as they could, but the repeated sorties soon took their toll. Desperate to turn the tide, Soarwynne did not notice the poacher sniper behind on a distant cliff. Bang bang. Soarwynne and Clay bought the Rangers enough time for reinforcements to arrive, beating the poachers back. In the soft light of dawn, the survivors buried Clay and searched for Soarwynne, but she was nowhere to be found. Just as their hope turned to despair, Soarwynne miraculously returned. Overjoyed, the people of Percepio welcomed her as a hero, laying wreaths on her neck and pinned medals on her chest. But in all that fanfare, Soarwynne's smile never reached her eyes. She had gained a second chance to defend her home at the cost of becoming an awakener. She could carry on the struggle against the poachers, but her dearest Clyde was no longer by her side. At Clay's gravestone, all of her fallen comrades, Soarwynne silently vowed to defeat the poachers once and for all, and to protect the land which held her and Clay's memories. Okay, so that's actually definitely goes more into like her, I guess the origins, like before she became an awakener. So this gives an idea of how the world of where her home, I guess her hometown Percepio, the way it works. Definitely some nature-loving people, so basically hippies. But I mean, that's actually a pretty cool little biography. I like the way that kind of came out. I mean, it seems a little cliche. Just let me just take in this little bird. I'll make him my friend. Hell yeah! And then that friend just gives up his life. Like, hey, you save me, I save you, homie. But I mean, overall, she seems like a pretty cool character. There's not much in terms of personality that I can really tell, on the fact that she's really a huge nature lover. So yeah, there's that, I guess. But yeah, I guess I shouldn't be saying that there's not much personality. I mean, she wants to get revenge and shit. So that is pretty cool. So the next thing we'll be going towards is the story. And so one thing I will say too before getting into this, if you do want to do these stories yourself, one thing I do like about what the game does is when you proceed, it actually gives you, well, I was about to say it gives you hints, but it sort of just tells you like where you need to go to find the items to progress the story. But one thing I will say that's a little annoying is one of the, like the second to the last one, is you have to get a win for that character. So yeah, if you're not very good at the game or you're just having really bad luck, it's gonna be a while before you win a match and actually get in there. And you can't do it through rapid trials. It has to be through the regular battle royale mode. So hopefully you got some good homies that can carry you, or hopefully you're just really good and just do it yourself. So yeah, just a little bit of advice, man. But alright, so let's go and start on the first thing, which is gonna be Lone Journey. Alright, let's see. Lone Journey. Why did I become an awakener? Why? Am I the only one who became an awakener? Although the tough battle ended with a temporary victory for the Rangers, everyone understood that if things continue this way, it will ultimately lead to their downfall. The poachers are growing stronger, and I must take on more responsibility. The Oculus Principi told me that the meaning of the Awakeners is to drive the evolution of all humanity. But what does being an Awakener mean for me? Would the situation be different now if I had become an Awakener earlier? Everything, including the strange power, feels like a dream, devoid of any real sensation. They remained forever in that day, as if I were the one who had been left behind. Perhaps the meaning of becoming an Awakener is to allow me to better protect this place? Shit, my bad, that threw me off. Moreover, there are many secrets waiting for me. Why have the poachers become so powerful? Who was the owner of that crocodile bullet? Stopping here won't bring me any answers. I have to pull myself together, no matter what. Okay, this thing I did see, and I do like the fact this is portrayed in comic book style. So I try to take my time, like kind of glazing through these, but dude, this is pretty cool. Cause I'm not really much of a comic book fan. I do kind of appreciate this though, and the artwork is honestly fucking amazing, man. That is some big noteworthy fucking comic style right there, art style. Beep. A new trial is about to commence. Please confirm participation. No. The fuck, bitch? Bitch, fucking a fucking weird ass phone. How do you text on this thing? No. Alright, so this Soarwynne's just laying her fat ass, or that really nice big butt of hers on the roof. Yeah, I really do like this art style, man. That is fucking amazing. Okay, so it looks like we got some, I guess, some important antagonist lady. I have no idea. Soarwynne's right here in the bottom. Okay. It is your unshakable destiny to become an Awakener. Through trial after trial, you will for all humanity. Throw open the gates of evolution. Okay, now we got Soarwynne. Damn, that ass. Also that ass. Alright, cool. So he jumps down, looks like she's about to take flight. Is this the meaning of new life? Damn, nut. Yeah, that is fucking tasteful. Okay, that looks pretty cool. Like the little, like, I guess, like, aura, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, spiritual outline of the bird. I'm guessing the dust falcon. That looks pretty cool. Also cake. Nice. Look like she just busted a nut looking at the sun. Okay, shit. Very nice, very nice. Okay. So it looks like she spotted a little dust falcon or an eagle. Caw! Looks like a sensor. Another trap laid by the poachers. Damn, I really wish I was that bird right now. It kind of looks like an eagle. But I'm guessing this is supposed to be like a little baby dust falcon, or like, I don't know, just one that hasn't really matured yet. Chirp. This fucking bird, dude. It turned bad. I need to take it back to the base to heal up. And bitch, motherfucker just bit her finger. Oh shit. Okay, and I'm guessing this is like a mama dust falcon. Okay. Level Soarwynne's like, damn, I think I'm fucked. Nah, she just smiles at it. Okay. And then he's like, let me start digging in your butt. But yeah, oh wait, that's a female. Never mind. I don't even know. Okay, so the bird showing appreciation. That's pretty cool. Hell yeah. Alright, so it looks like they take off. Wait, hold on. Did she just grab her fucking kid like that? Shit, damn. I mean, that's what I think it is. Holy shit. Fuck, damn. Oh, shit, cake. But, okay, that's pretty cool. So, yeah, we get to see, like, yeah, just a little bit of communication between her and the bird. Like, yeah, or not communication, like, don't worry, homie, I understand you. Okay, so now we got Soarwynne. Looks like she's going to what looks like an Air Force base. Alright, let's see. Looks like some engineers, some guy working on an aircraft. That looks really cool. Hell yeah. These museum pieces are breaking down more and more often. I wonder if we'll ever get new ones. These poachers are flying much more advanced birds than ours. Don't we have new funding? You're better off asking the captain. The way I heard it, the grand hose is drying up. Tough shit. Damn. No, sir. We had an agreement. This year's funding was supposed to be transferred last month. Damn. Alright, cake. And yeah, so Soarwynne looks like she's just thinking about that bird. butt. Yeah, very big butt. She's taking action. Don't know what she's doing. Attention all flight personnel. Poacher spotted in Sector 23. Immediate support requested. Alright, damn. Oh, that dude's like, oh, damn. I wouldn't mind being her co-pilot. but yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, she's definitely springing into action. Yeah, she really does not like those poachers. You just got back. I'll take the stick. No. Damn. Okay, shit. Looks like we got some dogfighting happening. Or about to happen. This dude's just smiling like, damn. There goes more of the budget. Oh shit, there definitely goes the budget. Hey, wait. This one isn't even ready yet. Oh shit. Hey! There, look out! Okay, shit. Oh, yeah, this looks fucking cool. I like this. Damn. We gotta help them. Holy shit. Yeah, this looks intense, man. I like it. Holy shit. This is really fucking cool. Why aren't they ejecting if they wait any longer? Ah! Oh. Oh. Looks like they landed okay, so that's cool. Damn. Yeah, it's gotta be painful for her. Little birds being shot down. Okay, now it's coming back to this moment. Yes. Yes. Okay, now she's got some goggles. Okay. She's on the front lines. Kicking some ass. Going at the shooting range. Trial complete. The target's performance in recent trials has been exemplary, showing massive increase across all data points. No, this isn't even close to her true potential. Make your preparations. Have something new in mind. Oh man, she even made a gravestone for him. Fuck. Damn, Clay. Or Cly. Yeah, he gave his life for her. Shit. Aw, look at that cake. I mean the little bird. Little dust falcon following her. Okay, that's pretty wholesome. They're just flying together like that. That is pretty cool. I've gradually adapted to life as an awakener. Is this the power of an awakener? With it, I'll surely bring lasting peace to Principio. Okay, and that was the first one. Okay, so next time we're going on to is the power of a protector. Alright, chapter 2. No, she looks pretty nice in this one. I like this one. Oh, also just got this outfit. Sweet. Okay. Happy Falcon-led festival flight races. Alright, let's say there's some kids running around with like little toys and shit like that. So there you go. She's putting her hand on a little dust falcon. Ah, she's feeling nostalgic. Oh shit, okay, that looks like this came out of an anime. Or like a light novel or a manga or some shit. That looks pretty cool. Soarwynne's just watching them, pretty cool, hell yeah. Okay, shit. Oh, this one fucked up. Oh no. Oh shit. They look like they're about to crash, but it looks like Soarwynne helped them a little bit. Okay, I don't know what the hell that is, but Soarwynne's shooting it. More poachers. Oh shit, someone was getting in the way. Fuck. Damn, that sucks. Okay, she got the kid back to her parents. Okay. Miss, when I grow up, I want to be a ranger just like you. Oh, dude, that I like. That makes her look really fucking beautiful. Holy shit. Now that is some good work right there. Holy shit. Without the power of an awakener, Without the power of an awakener, I might not have been able to save that child. Upholding justice and protecting the people of Principio. This is what being an awakener means to me. Perhaps the Oculus Principi is right. If there were more awakeners, humanity could progress even further. Oh shit, we got like a huge thing of... Okay, let's get straight to it. Alright, so Soarwynne hurriedly filled her backpack with the tidal peppers and rushed out the door with Clay. This little guy had recently surprised her. When she first encountered Clay at the edge of a cliff, its right wing was drooping, soaked in rain and streaked with blood, teetering like a leaf about to be swept away by the fierce wind. Soarwynne Soarwynne rushed over to shield this fragile creature and lovingly brought it home, tending to it with her limited knowledge of care, even naming it Clay. 3 months passed and not only had Clay's wings healed, but new feathers had also grown abundantly. When Soarwynne cuddled with Clay for a nap, the little one would lift its wing to shade her from the sun. The soft, downy feathers brushed against her cheek, as comforting and gentle as a spring meadow. In short, the past 3 months have proven that Soarwynne is capable caretaker. Or is a capable caretaker, my bad. Just a step away from being excellent. If she can help Clay take to the skies again, she would earn a perfect score. So with her spare change, Soarwynne bought a box of tidal peppers, Clay's favorite, as a reward for the flying practice. Let's give it a try here today. The spot Soarwynne chose was a sunny slope, open and bright, with a dense grove of cloudspire firs on one side. Occasionally a fine swift breeze would sweep through, subtly stirring the shadows beneath them, a person and a bird. Looking down at the cloudspire firs below the slope, Clay perched dejectedly on the high ground, seemingly discouraged by the poor training results over the past few days. Soarwynne stood at the base of the slope, gazing up at Clay, knowing that this was as high as she could bear to go. Any closer to the sky and the dizziness would overwhelm her. Yet despite her fear, she mustered her courage and walked up to her companion, giving Clay's wing a gentle pat. Come on now, how will we improve if you don't give it a try? The tremble in Soarwynne's palm passed through Clay's feathers. That mix of fear and bravery was shared between them. Clay, now reinvigorated, made its way to the edge of the slope. The moment it leaped into the air, it keenly sensed the little girl behind it holding her breath. When Clay looked back, Soarwynne was cautiously leaning over the edge, her body trembling uncontrollably, just like when she had rescued it at that cliffside. Though she couldn't suppress her fear of heights, her eyes still shone brightly, as if telling Clay that she too wished she had wings to soar through the sky beside it. Clay flew off into the distance, carried by Soarwynne's gaze, weaving through the maze of overlapping branches of the cloudspire firs. But before long, fatigue set in. Though the wound on its right wing had long since healed, the damaged muscles never fully recovered, and it could no longer balance its wings as effortlessly as before. Before it could make its way back to the slope, Clay faltered, crashing into a few thin branches and sending a flurry of leaves scattering. In the end, it barely managed to land on the branch of a cloudspire fir at the edge of the slope. Clay, run. There was no time to catch its breath. Soarwynne's sudden shout sent a shiver through Clay. It lifted its head, spotting a long-tailed snake coiling menacingly above, its forked tongue flickering red. The snake moved swiftly. Clay had barely lifted off the branch before a flash of green wrapped around it. Clay! Seeing Clay being tightly coiled by the snake, its wings trapped and unable to move, Soarwynne felt her heart constrict. She clenched her fists and shut her eyes, repeating to herself over and over, "Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid." When she opened her eyes again, she charged towards the edge of the slope and leaped. This leap, one that she would recall tens of thousands of times afterward, filled her not with fear of heights, but with the instinct to protect her companion. Soarwynne didn't know how she managed it, but in a split second of her fall, she grabbed onto the rough tree trunk and carefully made her way to the branch where Clay was. Her weight was enough to make the entire branch tremble. Started by the sudden shift, the long-tailed snake recoiled slightly in fear. Seizing the moment, Soarwynne attacked the snake with anything she could get her hands on, branches, her backpack, even the tidal pepper she had brought for Clay. The pungent scent of the pepper spread around the snake, causing it to coil and squirm in discomfort. Much like any child tasting tidal peppers for the first time, Clay, now freed from the snake's grip, lunged forward and pecked hard at its body. The snake in pain quickly retreated, slithering across to another branch. Whew, we're safe. As the green snake vanished from sight, the tension in Soarwynne's chest finally eased. But her release lasted only 5 seconds. On the 6th, she looked down and her legs buckled beneath her. This was Soarwynne's first true experience of falling from a height. The wind whipped through her hair, and before her eyes, a single brilliant point of light pierced through the treetops. Time seemed to slow, yet the entire experience rushed by faster than a fleeting moment. Despair surged in Soarwynne's heart as visions of gruesome landing played out in her mind. In an instant, a flash of red swept past her line of sight. Just before her body made contact with the ground, 2 powerful talons gripped her tightly, and together she and Clay landed. Pain enveloped Soarwynne, and her vision was momentarily flooded with a bright red hue. Struggling to lift her head, she found Clay gazing back at her its eyes rimmed with faint traces of the blood. Soarwynne reached out gently, waiting to stroke Clay's head, but Clay nimbly dodged her hand. Instead, it rubbed against her wrist before hopping in front of her and raising its wings to shield her from the blinding sunlight. Soarwynne let out a soft laugh, reassuring the anxious Clay. Feeling a bit more at ease, Clay chirped a few excited notes, as if trying to say something. Soarwynne understood and sat up and watched it closely. Clay immediately spread its wings and took off. Gracefully soaring into the air, it performed several dives and swift turns above Soarwynne's head. Hey, Clay, you did it! Soarwynne suddenly realized with joy that Clay had found his sense of balance during the earlier incident. As Soarwynne watched Clay soar joyfully through the air, a thought zipped through her mind. Faster than the sensation of falling, she cupped her hands around her mouth and called out to Clay. From now on, I'll practice with you. You'll practice flying and I'll work on climbing and tree scaling. Sore and in pain, Soarwynne returned home. After a brief recovery period, she continued her phase training as planned. They still set out in the early morning, choosing quiet spots in the countryside, and would spend the entire morning there. The training content, however, had been adjusted. While Clay flew down from the high slopes, Soarwynne ran or climbed down. When Clay practiced weaving through the trees, Soarwynne focused on climbing up and down. At first, Soarwynne would still get physically tense, but whenever she recalled the experience of falling from a tree, it gave her the resolve to endure. After all, if she wasn't afraid of the outcome, there was no need to fear starting. Day after day, she deliberately challenged herself on steeper slopes, hoping to reduce her fear the same way one gets used to the heat of tidal peppers, by tasting them repeatedly. If she happened to fall, she'd just go home to recover and resume after a break. What was initially training for Clay lasted far longer than expected, long enough that the grown-up Soarwynne could no longer remember every step and detail of the journey. All she could remember were the heights, first a 50-meter cliff, then 100 meters, and later 500, 1,000. Eventually, Clay grew into a large bird, standing taller than her shoulder, and even surpassing the highest mark on the doorframe. One day, Clay, now strong and fully grown, stood atop a towering cliff. With a flap of its wings, it could stir a powerful gust of wind. When training time came, Soarwynne arrived just in time. Clay tapped his beak against his back as if saying, Soarwynne, hop on. Let's give it a try. Okay, so that's pretty good. Damn, that's... So this is basically just talking about, basically their journey together and, growing together, getting stronger. Even though, pretty much that bird, the muscles are never going to come back to normal, but that is still pretty cool. This was a pretty cool little read. Although I wasn't expecting it to be that long, but it gives you a lot of details on what's going on, so that's actually pretty cool. I do appreciate that. And yeah, this is really going... Honestly, this is pretty good in terms of both Clay and Soarwynne as a character. This is going actually pretty good, man. I'm actually really liking it. Holy shit. Okay. Alright, so next up we got is clues. Alright, let's see. Ian's photograph view of 1,000 Lights is featured in Principio's Adventure magazine. There is no doubt he's an excellent photographer, though his reckless pursuit of the perfect shot at the expense of his own safety is not commendable. Fortunately, luck always seems to favor him. I remember that during the Vastas incident, Ian was invited to an event at the art gallery, and he miraculously survived the disaster once again. Next time I have the chance, I should visit the art gallery. This camera looks a lot like the one Ian used when we first met. Did he leave it behind at the art gallery? I remember he took a picture of Clay and me back then, saying something I couldn't quite understand. Investigate, okay. Ginseng high, status paired. But why does this photo display my ginseng? No, this isn't an ordinary camera. Who exactly is Ian, and what is his connection to the Oculus Principi? That's actually a good question. I have no idea who this Ian guy is. Could it be that the Oculus Principi has been watching me for a long time? And like I said, when she mentioned the art gallery, yeah, that's what I mean. It basically tells you where to go, man. It's kind of hard to miss. And even when you play the game, it actually marks it on the map for you with it's like a purplish, pinkish, reddish heart, I think. I forgot the colors, but it puts it on the map, and that's where you go, and you should have no problem finding the item. It's just right there, man. Alright, so next thing we got is Last Ray of Hope. The poachers have become brazen in their hunts. To combat them, I have no choice but to complete more missions assigned by the Oculus Principi. To gather sufficient source energy, I find myself caught in a seemingly endless cycle, constantly running between the battlefields of the Awakeners and the Rangers. Every time I think I've gained greater strength, the poacher's power grows alongside mine. I've started to experience long bouts of insomnia. The wind that sweeps through the forest no longer seems to clear the heavy clouds weighing on my heart. Whenever I stand beneath the open sky, all I feel is exhaustion and confusion. But insomnia isn't entirely bad. It's giving me more time to track down leads on the crocodile bullet. Before long, fate delivered an unexpected surprise. I discovered an abandoned backpack in the forest, faintly scented with cloudspire fur, and inside was a depleted source tonic. Okay, I didn't even see this. Okay, so the cloudspire fir, a rare type of tree that grows in the forest, with branches that spiral upward and emit a lasting, enchanting fragrance. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. I like this. Okay, so hold on. Oculus Principi, a mysterious organization that controls the Helix Vitalis. Possessing technology far beyond this era, it empowers awakeners and guides them through trials, aiming to unlock the gateway to human evolution. Oh shit, okay. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's kind of like a glossary. That's actually pretty badass. I like that. Okay, shit. Alright, let's see. Alright, next one's gonna be unexpected outcomes. Here we go. Only awakeners use source tonics, and I didn't expect there to be other awakeners in this place. If he's willing to join the Rangers, we'd gain a reliable ally. I'll find him and ride his face. I found this communicator in the arena, faintly scented with cloudspire fur. It must belong to that mysterious awakener. There may be clues about their identity within the communicator. Let's see. Task details. Hunt 20 dust falcons. Investigate the clues in the Colorado Woods. Collect the mist during the restoration period using a special device. No, it can't be. He's actually a poacher. Why would the Oculus Principi grant power to someone like him? Why do poachers have the right to become awakeners? Do the Oculus Principi and awakeners truly represent justice? If they are tainted by evil, then what does that make me who wields this power? Oh shit. Shit's about to go down. Beyond the legends. The restoration period is approaching, and with the white mist covering the forest, this time of year always leaves the Rangers at their most vulnerable. This year the situation is even more dire, adding to our challenges. The forest during the restoration period is filled with danger, but the outlaws never fear nature. They treat the white mist as natural cover, greedily plundering nature's treasures. Even more so, some rare resources only appear during this period, and they won't miss a chance to strike it rich overnight. Let's see. Restoration period. The forest during the restoration period is shrouded in white mist, making it 100 times more dangerous than usual. The people of Precipio view this period as a natural cycle and prohibit anyone from entering the forest during this time. Okay. It's actually pretty cool. Shit. Alright, just as everyone in the team is fretting over the coming restoration period, a group of peculiar individuals from Almister arrives at your base. They call themselves the Paranormal Investigation Bureau. Clad in strange uniforms and carrying baffling equipment, they consistently defy our expectations. Alright, let's see. The PIB offers to fund us, but in exchange, we would need to assist them in accessing the forest during the reforestation period to investigate its secrets. Though we are in desperate need of funding, the captain declines the offer, keeping in mind the prohibitions during the reforestation period. The lead agent leaves us a dossier, saying that after reviewing it, we would realize that the secrets of the reforestation period go beyond natural laws. As someone who grew up in Precipio's forest, I've never questioned the teachings passed down by my ancestors. Reverence for nature seems to be a rule engraved in the bones of every Precipio native. No one probes too deeply into the legends of the reforestation period, and no one dares challenge the laws of nature. However, the way I see things has begun to change. If the existence of awakeners surpasses my understanding, could there be more secrets in the world that defy common knowledge, waiting to be uncovered? Okay, so my bad. I kept saying restoration period. It's reforestation period. So, yeah. Oh, what the fuck? Yo, what? I was reading that shit. What the fuck? Well, that's fucking ass. I'll probably have to go back and check that out. Make some notes. Make a little small edit. All right, so here we go. PIB on the Mulatto's forest and the reforestation period. File M-109. During our mission in the Mulatto's forest, our agents met an explorer named Arno, a native of Precipio who knew the area inside and out. Having such a reliable guide in this perilous environment brought us much needed peace of mind. Throughout the journey, Arno enthusiastically shared the history of Precipio, clearly taking a great pride in his homeland. Thanks to his stories, we gain deeper insight into how the people of the past built their city from scratch atop cliff faces, and how they learned to live in harmony with nature. It was this balance that allowed the city to flourish and become the dream destination for explorers today. At Arnold's suggestion, we visited the Adventurers League, where the receptionist, upon learning of our purpose, led us to the local exhibition hall. The Mulatto's Forest is portrayed in travel magazines as a natural paradise, teeming with unique wonders, drawing visitors from all around the world. However, the receptionist revealed another side of this paradise, one that is wild, dangerous, and shrouded in mystery. The enormous footprints in the dirt, the fierce specimens of flora and fauna on display, and the recreated hunting scenes in the exhibition hall are enough to make city dwellers hesitate before venturing into this jungle. Regardless, the true purpose of our visit to unveil the secrets of the mist, the artifacts on display offered us some assistance by combining ancient notes left by explorers and folklores with materials documenting local legends, and the educational content from the explorer training process regarding the natural perspective. We learned that the people of Principio once harbored a primitive psychological belief in the existence of a supernatural force within the Mulatto's forest. This belief has since evolved into a simple nature philosophy, shedding the mysterious colors of legend. Over the long years spent along the side of Mulatto's forest, people have come to understand that the reverence brings gifts, while disrespect leads to disaster. The prohibitions during the reforestation period are rooted in this philosophy. The people of Principio believe that the white mist periodically spans from Culora woods throughout the forest as the ecosystem undergoes self-repair. During the time when the mist flows, anyone who enters the forest will pay the price for challenging the laws of nature. File M-110. The people of Principio are not as set in their ways as we might imagine. Faced with the unpredictability mists, they haven't sat idly by. Instead, they explored various monitoring methods to predict the start and the end of the reforestation period. Before arriving here, we compared the Rangers' predictions about the reforestation period with its actual occurrences, and the high accuracy of their forecast proved that their strategies are indeed effective. According to the most recent alert issued by the Rangers, the reforestation period will officially begin in mid-next month, which is why we chose to come to Principio at this time. After more than a half a month of investigation, we learned that each year during the reforestation period, the Rangers' defenses are at their weakest. Even this group of trained warriors struggle to cope with the numerous dangers lurking in the mist. Without adequate preparation, we cannot afford to act recklessly. To gather more information related to the reforestation period, we disguise our identities to engage with the Rangers on surveillance duty. As the guardians of the city, they are warm and welcoming, yet they maintain a tight-lipped stance on confidential matters. After numerous attempts, we had to face a harsh reality. Obtaining more information about the mist from the Rangers is likely more difficult than finding a needle in a haystack. We were eager to find a new angle on our investigation when a well-connected liquor dealer entered our sights. Through his network, we learned that a group of poachers were looking for buyers for a batch of protective masks rumored to defend against the mist. After paying a considerable fee, the dealer facilitated a connection between us and a poacher team known as the Shadowcatchers. The agents we sent to negotiate posed as a visiting research team, claiming to be fascinated by everything related to the mist. However, we had no way to breach the Rangers' defenses surrounding the forest, nor did we have any means to protect our members from the mist. The contact from the Shadowcatchers was very cautious, and after several rounds of probing, we finally met their leader. We made a substantial offer to their leader, stating that the payment was contingent on the mask genuinely being effective against the mist. To facilitate the deal, the leader personally demonstrated how to use the mask, and explained the principle behind their protection. According to their research, the impact on the mist of the human body is directly proportional to the amount inhaled. By isolating the mouth and nose from the mist, one could safely navigate through the forest during the reforestation period. However, this was clearly insufficient. Their research lacked theoretical backing and real-world evidence. Under these circumstances, we were unwilling to risk the lives of any of our agents. After negotiations, we finalized the terms of the deal. We will make a down payment in exchange for information on the weaknesses in the Rangers' defenses. Then, during the upcoming reforestation period, the Shadowcatchers would infiltrate the forest along with other poacher groups. If the mask proved effective, we would pay the remaining amounts. The reforestation period quickly approached, aligning closely with the predicted timeline. Our team was stationed outside the defenses, waiting for the poachers to return, as agreed. A few days later, the first survivor finally appeared on our sites. We waited several more days, but the final outcome was disheartening. Very few returned, and those who did were either severely injured or in a daze. Clearly the masks were no real use. Yeah, holy shit. Seems a little shady to be buying stuff from people like this. The poachers suffered significant losses during the reforestation period, paying the price for their arrogance. The fate of the shadow catchers gave us a first-hand understanding of the dangers posed by the mist, but it only fueled our determination to continue the investigation. After the shadow catchers scattered, we took in the survivors and focused on their treatment and research. Under the care of medical staff, most began to regain their physical capabilities. However, healing their bodily wounds was only one aspect of recovery. The mental and cognitive damage they suffered seemed impossible to mend. We conducted routine physical exams and specialized screenings for each individual, but the results proved no clarity regarding their ailments. Everything defied logic. Based on the various signs they exhibited, we began to form hypotheses that went beyond our existing understanding. To validate these theories and help them truly regain their health, we decided to implement a long-term monitoring and treatment plan. I will include the physical data at each stage of the recovery in the appendices of the forthcoming reports. I believe that through our sustained efforts, we will uncover the truth about the mist. File M-130. We tested a total of 13 poachers, and their symptoms could generally be categorized into three types. 1. Specific memory loss. 2. Cognitive impairment. And 3. Psychological disorders. Based on the symptoms presented, we conducted targeted inquiries within the subjects, but the results were minimal. The feedback for type 1 was the poorest. We were unable to retrieve the memories buried in their minds. Type 2 memory showed severe distortions, rendering them highly unreliable. Type 3 provided us with vivid momentary recollections, but whenever we tried to delve deeper, the subjects exhibited violent behavior, forcing us to terminate the questioning. We can tentatively draw two conclusions. The mist has hallucinogenic effects. The variations in symptoms among individuals exceeds pathological boundaries, resembling some form of manipulation or selection. We began to shift our perspective, seeking to understand the mist from its fundamental purpose. Anyone who enters the mist cannot communicate what they have seen to the outside world, suggesting that the true effect of the mist is to conceal the truth. After concluding our collaboration with the poachers, an old file transferred from the branch office provided us with a new lead. In Precipio's history, there was a person who returned safely from the mist without any after effects. He was an explorer and one of the original founders of Precipio. This immediately brought to mind our first acquaintance of Precipio, Arno. Perhaps he and his family would not refuse our visit. Okay, so this is actually giving some pretty cool backstory into the mist itself. That's actually pretty crazy, man. Like, not anybody can go in there, and if you do, you're pretty much gonna get fucked up as soon as you come out. So that's actually really fucking insane. That's actually really cool. So we're getting a lot more details about the world building of Precipio, and I do appreciate that. The natives are like, yeah, we're not fucking with this thing. Stay away. No one's allowed to enter. And these shitty people, the shadow catchers, fucking some shady motherfuckers. But I mean, they got shadow in their name, so we know they're not very reliable. But I mean, dude, this is some cool. That's kind of what I'm basically briefly summarizing. I also do like the fact they went into the symptoms that they gave a little bit of details, not full on details, but they gave us some good details, and that's actually really cool. I do appreciate that. So that's actually pretty badass. Although I heard rumors about the Paranormal Investigation Bureau, I never imagined that their understanding of the forest was far deeper than I expected. I need to gather more information related to the reforestation period in order to make an informed judgment. Newspapers, rumors, operational records, I looked into everything I could. From the results, it seems that when humans inhale a certain amount of concentration of the white mist, it affects their minds. Mild exposure leads to madness or confusion, while severe exposure results in instant death. Strangely enough, there are also cases where people who breathed in the mist return normally, unharmed. I really said that with a fucking lisp. Though they lost their memories of being in the colloidal woods. Could the old legend be true that the righteous will receive aid while the wicked will face punishment? This seems especially evident in Arvin's case. The same person ventured into colloidal woods twice, with vastly different outcomes each time, depending on his intentions. It's suspicious, almost as if the legend was created to keep people from digging further. Could it be as the agent suggested that there is some secret behind the reforestation period that goes beyond natural laws? Holy shit, dude, that's actually pretty insane, man. Holy shit. Okay, let's keep on going. Fuck. I mean, I know this is getting long, but holy shit. To obtain source energy, I must continue to be exploited by the Oculus Principi. In the endless game against that Awakener, I find myself once more confused about my identity. The Awakeners are no heroes, and the source of their power is anything but honorable. Is this so-called evolution merely a lie? Are the Awakeners just pawns of the Oculus Principi? Let's see, the Oculus Principi can't be trusted. I must seek other ways to combat that Awakener and prepare for the upcoming reforestation period. With the reforestation period approaching, the white mist has begun to spread through the forest. As the rangers gradually withdraw, the poachers grow ever bolder. The poaching group led by the Awakener has absorbed even more poachers, and under his leadership their actions have become increasingly audacious, facing the rangers head-on more frequently. Let's see. Tactical skills can bridge the gap between ordinary people and the Awakeners. Even with ample preparation, when confronted by that Awakener, I'm the only one able to stand and fight. With insufficient source energy, I'm no match for him. He enters my teammate and all I can do is cover the teammate's retreat. Fortunately, my injured teammate's surgery is successful, and he quickly moves out of the danger. The doctor removes a unique bullet from his wound, and upon seeing that familiar crocodile symbol, all my previous questions are answered in that moment. The innovations in equipment enhance counter surveillance methods and increasingly audacious tactics and strategies. He is the one who had shot both Clay and me back then. Now with new grievances intertwining with old ones, I can no longer afford to dwell on it. Son of a bitch did that again. In the recent trials, I pushed my limits time and again, becoming increasingly skilled in wielding my power. I seem to have discovered some insight, sensing that I'm just a step away from the mastering deeper techniques. Okay, shit. Alright, also one thing I forgot to point out from the last one. So if you play the game, you actually notice that there is like a white mist. It's called the Pale Blight. I'm wondering if that has something to do with this forest, if that's kind of the same thing. I mean the Pale Blight doesn't instantly kill you, but depending on how long the match has gone, it can fuck you up pretty fast. So that's actually kind of cool. I mean, if they do correlate with each other, that's actually kind of cool. Like that gives us some backstory on the Pale Blight. So that's actually pretty badass. All right. So next up we got is Illusion. As the reforestation period approaches, the poachers become even more brazen, to the point of launching a sneak attack against the rangers. In the face of new cutting-edge weaponry, the rangers take heavy losses. Soarwynne uses the last of her power to save her squad mates and cover their retreat. With her powers almost spent and the Pale Blight creeping in, she is running out of options. Oh shit. I remember you. We were on the same side. Damn. I'm nothing like you. True. The dead don't care much about distinctions. Oh shit. What does it mean to be an Awakener? Damn. Guessing those all her homies are all injured and fucked up. And I'm guessing she's looking at Clay's tombstone. Shattered memories. Damn. Oh shit. Something's about to happen. The strong prey on the weak. This is the way of the world. Whoa, a gun is manifested. My power. Oh shit. Oh, she's remembering that bird. She's remembering Clay. And all the homies. And never forget, you got one big butt. Clay, our Val. This looks pretty cool. I like this. Shattered. The winds that have caressed me, they have all become. One Punch Man? One Punch Woman? My wings. Since returning from the mist, I've experienced no unusual symptoms aside from occasional headaches. That battle seems to have unlocked my potential, allowing me to further grasp the nuances of wielding my power. According to the Oculus Principi, my Awakener level has evolved to Source Chosen, which means I have a higher Gen Sync level and can unleash even greater strength now. Okay, shit. Sweet. The Trial of the Wrath. I received an urgent task. The communicator indicates that it's a special trial from Orbis Profundus. Completing this task will grant me access to the confidential letter she left for me. I have a feeling that I'm getting closer to the truth. Letter from Orbis Profundus. A brief and mysterious letter from Orbis Profundus. Choosing to accept the mission means you still have a reason to fight. Successfully completing it proves your mastery over power. I believe it's time we meet. Source chosen. Oh, that actually looks pretty insane. I arrive at the Oculus Tower as I do when participating in trials. However, this time it isn't scheduled time for a trial. The once tense atmosphere of preparation is noticeably absent, and the sound of my footsteps echoes to the vast space. It is then that I realize the oppressive stillness that usually fills this place. The observer assigned to assist me leads me into a passage that is normally off limits to awakeners. I instinctively try to memorize the layout, but the structure is far too complex. With various lift systems intricately interconnected, I can only roughly determine that this is a deep underground facility. As for where such a large underground base could be located, I have no idea. Lady Orbis Profundus, Awakener 622776 has arrived. The voice coming from inside the room is one I've heard before. At that time I had just become an Awakener. Orbis Profundus had loomed in the shadows, imparting our mission as Awakeners, much like the Oculus Principi's ruthless exploitation of us. Now she sits before me, the screen behind her filled with my information. It turns out the Oculus Principi has quietly infiltrated my life without my notice. I can't help but wonder if the incident with the camera was also orchestrated by Oculus Principi, or if everyone I encountered by chance might be a member of the Oculus Principi. Oh shit. Like, sup, bitch. I knew I was right about you. You've successfully become a source chosen. What exactly do you want? Oh, nothing. Today I'm here as Orbis Profundus instead. This is just a conversation between me and you. So I got to stand here just because I won? His Gensync was never ideal. It was only a matter of time before he lost to you. If that's the case, why provide him with the source? He desires power more than anyone else and completed more tasks. The rewards for those whose tasks are simply his The rewards for those tasks are simply his due. Oh. What? You'll soon understand that we must view things from a higher perspective. Appropriate sacrifices and compromises are necessary to achieve our goals. What you can easily discard is what I hold most dear. I won't back down. Orbis Profundus observed me with interest, gently covering her lips with her fan as she lets out a soft laugh. Then returns to her inscrutable demeanor. Very well, if you don't accept this, then use your own power to change it. What? I told you, I'm not meeting with you as Orbis Profundus. How you choose to wield this power is entirely up to you. A sudden sharp pain shoots through my head, likely a lingering after effect of the illusion. Everything in the illusion felt so real, disturbingly real. I recall the Awakener within that illusion wielding the same power as me, but using it for plunder. This power, if I don't hold on to it, someone else will. And if it falls into the wrong hands, the consequences would be unthinkable. If I gain more power, would that give me greater control? Would it help guide everything around me toward the future I desire? I've been far too naive. Justice doesn't always prevail. It must be fought for. Just like countless ordinary heroes do, the evolution of an Awakener is governed by the law of the jungle as well. If you think you're being used, then you can just as easily use me in return. You need power to protect your beliefs, and I happen to need a capable ally, so there's no reason for you not to cooperate, is there? Her words are impossible to refute, but I worry this might be another trap. It fucking sounds like one. Yet if I don't take this step, everything will come to a standstill. I'll keep wandering through one mystery after another, unable to protect what I hold dear or uncover the secrets lurking behind a peaceful life. Collaboration, exploitation, whatever the case, becoming an Awakener is a fact that it can't be changed. And besides, there are still so many unsolved mysteries in the forest. After careful consideration, I give my answer. Fine. I'm in. You're a smart person, Soarwynne. As a gesture of goodwill, I'll arrange a financial support for the Rangers. Your next missions will be sent to you via communicator. I still have more questions I want to ask Orbis Profundus, but she has already turned away, ending our meeting. That's fine. I'll have more chances to find out everything I want to know in time. On the way back, I look up once again at the towering cold ceiling. The weight I felt earlier seems to have lightened a bit. Oh shit. Damn. All right, so now we're on to the last thing: secret collaboration. Orbis Profundus kept her word, and the Rangers received the promised funding. We renovate the old hangar and purchase new equipment. Everything is heading in a better direction. Watching the excited and busy faces of my team brings me great comfort, confirming that I made the right decision. After choosing to collaborate with Orbis, my first task is to investigate the illusion that facilitated my evolution, which aligns perfectly with my goals. When I ventured deep into the white mist, I deliberately left markers along the way for future reference, but now those markers have been destroyed. Could it have been the animals in the forest or the poachers? However, the poachers shouldn't have the energy for such things right now. The Awakener in their gang has gone silent, and without his leadership, the previously absorbed poaching groups have fallen apart. Such enemies are not to be feared, and the forest can finally enjoy a period of peace and tranquility. For the first time in a long while, I strolled through the forest with a sense of relaxation. Sunlight filters through the leaves, warming my face like the soft feathers of a fledgling. Under the protection of the Rangers, every blade of grass and tree in the forest remains lush and vibrant, just as it was in my childhood. Shit. Yet the person I once was when undergone a profound transformation. I gather my thoughts and prepare to continue my search for clues about the illusion. At that moment, I sense a subtle disturbance. My evolution has heightened my sensitivity to source energy, and detects what seems to be faint source energy fluctuating in the forest. That power feels unfamiliar. Could there be other awakeners moving through the forest besides myself and that other awakener? The more I delve into the mystery, the more questions arise. Instead of discouraging me, this only fuels my desire to explore. I now possess the qualifications to uncover secrets that were previously out of reach. This is the true meaning of being an awakener. To awaken the power first, to touch secrets first, and to shoulder that unknown yet crucial responsibility. My collaboration with Orbis is just the beginning. What secrets lie behind the reforestation period? What are the signs of other awakeners active in the forest? What's the true purpose of Orbis' collaboration with me? I'll take control and protect everything I hold dear in my own way. Oh shit, okay. Alright, so that was actually pretty cool, man. I actually did. Granted, I will say it was more, I was more just fucking reading that. I was reading, but I wasn't actually taking anything in, like, towards the end, because damn, this turned out to be fucking long, man. Holy shit. This is probably, like, about to be more than an hour, or it's about to be a fucking hour. Holy shit. But, overall, man, I think this was actually pretty fucking cool. This was a really cool read. This is definitely making me appreciate fucking, Soarwynnes Character a lot more, like. I mean, she's the second best girl, but damn, bro, like, I'm really fucking liking her, like, holy shit. But, just to kind of summarize, like, the first thing we learned about was just, they're talking about, like, her origins when she was a kid, growing up with Clay, the bird, that she took in, nursed it back to health, they grew stronger together. Then after that, Clay sacrificed himself to protect her. There's something with the bullets, I forgot what the crocodile bullets, or alligator bullets. So, also, she keeps mentioning someone by that awakener, so... And we did see a picture of him later on, so I'm assuming that's also going to be a character we're going to be getting in the full game, because, like, I think we'll have like 9 or 8 playable characters, and yeah, from what I understood, they did say that there's going to be a lot more during the launch, like I think up to like 20 or some shit. I could be wrong on that though, but I do remember they said there were supposed to be more characters, so this is also why I wanted to archive this, just to compare it to when the game actually fully launches, to see if they went back and change the subject matter, like. Instead of that awakening, they put the name of that guy. And also, we did see a picture of him, so maybe he is one of them. So I'm assuming there'll probably be some dialogue, like if he used those characters in the same team, or if they kill each other, kind of like in Stranova, like if Reiji kills fucking Nobunaga, there's like some sadness, like, damn, I just had to kill my own brother. So that's kind of stuff I'm kind of predicting. I mean, that would be pretty cool if they do that, because that means they're actually paying attention. And that would actually be really fucking cool. I actually do like that. But and also, let me get back on track. With that being said, too, also continuing with the summary, she gets involved with these people for the investigation, the Beru. So I mean, they're looking. That gave us some information on the effects of the mist. During the reforestation period, the natives are like, yeah, we're not fucking with this thing. But as far as they can tell, they can predict when it's coming and when it's leaving. But also, pretty much if you're pure of heart, you should be good going in. But if you have bad intentions, yeah, you're just gonna get fucked up. What else? So we do know she's also working with this, mysterious lady. He was the head of the Orbis, so that's kind of cool. Which I have heard that name Orbis Principi and Orbis Profundus, and you'll actually hear it during gameplay. Well, not the Profundus part, but the Principi. You will hear characters actually mentioning that, so that is actually pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, this is basically Soarwynne's backstory and just some of the stuff that you can go through. Yeah, I highly doubt anyone's like gonna make it to the end, but if you did, man, hey, I really appreciate it. Also, let me know what you thought. Does Soarwynne seem pretty interesting to you? Also, the reason I'm doing this too, because I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure some people have, but I'm pretty sure most players, they just want to play the game, bro. Like, they're not here for the story, they just want to play the game. But there are people who are probably interested in the story, but they don't want to read. So they'll probably just look for someone who probably reads it to them. So, yeah, here's my dumbass reading it to you. So that was Soarwynne's backstory. Next one is actually going to be Eels. And unfortunately, these are the only two that we can work on. Although Eels might take me a little while, and actually I might actually break up Eels stories into different episodes. So yeah, at least I'll have more videos for the future. But it's gonna be kind of difficult because one of those things is you have to win in one of the battle royales. So yeah, it's gonna be a pain in the ass. So I got some work ahead of me. But yeah, nice. So just to reiterate, like the video, say nothing in the comments, or tell me what you thought about Soarwynne's story, and subscribe. And then hey, thanks for watching. Night.
Bored? Hop on.